What if I revealed there's a force inside you at this very moment ready to seize control? A version of you that knows no fear, recognizes no limits, and turns every setback into a stepping stone? That, my friend, is your other self, and it holds the key to becoming unstoppable. For years, I drifted, chasing illusions of success, flinching at failure, imprisoned by my own doubts. Then, on a frigid night in 1927, as I paced the floors of a deserted schoolhouse in West Virginia, I encountered it my other self. It shattered my old life and rebuilt it stronger. Today, I pass you the blueprint to awaken yours. This isn't about chance or some divine favor. It's about igniting a power that's always been within you, screaming for release. Let's begin. Hear this plainly. Your other self isn't some distant phantom. It's you untamed, unshackled from fear, ablaze with conviction. It's the voice beneath the chaos hissing forward when your bones beg you to retreat. I know it intimately. It's what hauled me from the gutters of West Virginia, where I crouched penniless on Christmas Eve 1923, and thrust me toward the life's work that would define me. No myth, just the raw truth of what sleeps inside you, coiled to strike. Here's the unvarnished reality. Two forces war within you daily. One's a sniveling traitor ruled by dread of failure, of judgment, of life's next blow. It keeps you small, hesitant, knee-deep in excuses, wincing at shadows. It croons, play it safe, or you're not ready. Then there's the true you, fed by faith, forged in defiance, unbreakable. That's your other self. It doesn't beg, it demands. It doesn't falter, it creates. When I cowered after my friend Don Mellett's murder, fear gnawed my spine until faith roared back. You harbor that same fury if you'll dare to wield it. Now, the brutal question, why does your other self remain dormant? Not because it's elusive, but because you've let fear strangle its voice. Fear is a poison, my friend. It doesn't attack, it infects, magnifying obstacles, paralyzing will. I tasted its bile hiding in West Virginia, pistol in hand, jumping at whispers. Courage had left me. You're hiding too, not from bullets, but from rejection, from uncertainty, from your own sprawling potential. That's fear gagging your other self. My poverty in 1923 wasn't the barrier. My weakness was the complacency to accept scraps. You're doing it now, whispering, I can't, it's too late, I don't deserve it. That's not fate, it's surrender. Your other self sees no walls, only doors. But you must rip off the blindfold. And the waiting, a lie. You linger for perfect conditions, for guarantees. I languished too until 1923 stranded me, broke and desperate in Columbus. Then I moved. Your other self doesn't wait for invitations. It kicks down doors. The time isn't someday, it's now. Fear, scarcity, delay. These are the bars of your cage. Shatter them and your other self ascends. Now the crucible, how to unleash it. I've blazed this trail. Here are 5 steps tempered in my own trials, starting where all real change begins, in the fire. Step 1, confront the crisis. Your awakening starts in the inferno. Mine came in 1923, stranded in Columbus, hollowed out. You may be there, jobless, drained, choking on doubt. Hold your ground. This is where your other self erupts. I found mine in that West Virginia schoolhouse, cornered by ruin. Life's hardest punches aren't punishments, they're wake-up calls. Stand firm and you'll hear it too. Step 2, bet on faith, not fear. You must starve fear to feed faith. In 1927, with $40 to my name, I rented a luxury suite in Philadelphia, not because logic approved, but because faith commanded it. Fear screamed folly. My other self knew better. Doubt is a leech. Drown it. Let criticism and setbacks wash over you, irrelevant. Act as the person you're destined to be, steady, unflinching, and reality will bend. Faith isn't hope, it's muscle. Flex it. Step 3, carve your purpose. Clarity is the spark. My mission, to arm the world with a philosophy of triumph. That obsession fueled me through decades of grind. What's yours? Ask, where must I stand in 3 years? Write it in ink. Your other self thrives on a cause, a North Star that drags you through storms. Without it, you're adrift. With it, you're unstoppable. Step 4, move with audacity. Faith without action is delusion. I dialed 300 men for $25,000, exhausted, humiliated until Pelton said yes. Edison burned through 10,000 failures before light flooded the night. Action bridges dreaming and doing. Step today, even if your knees shake, your other self will steer you. Success isn't for the patient, it's for the relentless. Step 5, forge resilience. Defeat isn't fatal, it's fertilizer. Lincoln fell in 8 elections. I walked from ventures that could have minted me rich, yet we prevailed. Don't ask, why this pain demand? What's it teaching me? Your other self transmutes agony into armor. I marched through terror and poverty to claim my destiny. Your path awaits. These steps aren't theory, they're the scalpel I used to dissect my fate, honed by studying history's winners and losers. Abandon fragility. Master your mind. Become the force success obeys. Your other self isn't hiding, it's waiting. Once awakened, my friend, you don't merely visit your other self, you inhabit it. I've lived this truth. Here's what awaits. First, unshakability. When your other self leads, nothing rattles you. Insults, static. I mastered this in 1926, replacing panic with ice. Failure, data. I spun 1923's poverty into my manifesto. Pressure, the depression nearly broke nations. I stood firm. You'll walk through chaos untouched, a storm's silent eye. Let fools bark. Your mind is a citadel. Next, discipline the rhythm of giants. Your other self doesn't whim, it works. I scrawled manuscripts through doubt, dawn after dawn, because mastery demands repetition. You know this, rise while others snooze, act while they waffle. Let discipline compound into destiny. Finally, generosity, the paradox of power. My other self taught me joy lives in giving, not hoarding. I traded gold for impact, sharing my work with millions. Audit your gifts, health, freedom, the chance to lift others and give thanks. In 1927, broke but fierce, I measured wealth in service. Live thus, and your other self blazes brighter. Here we stand, my friend, at the threshold. Your other self is no secret. It's your faith in flesh, your grit incarnate, tempered in crisis, hardened by choice. I found it on that Christmas Eve in 1923, bankrupt but unbroken, pacing until truth spoke. It carried me through darkness into dominion. Now your turn. Face the trial, choose faith, move with fury, live at daily discipline, poised, generous. This is the path, proven in my sinew and the sagas of those who've shaped history. Your only cage is the one you tolerate. Break it. I ask you, where will you meet your other self? Don't wait for the universe to nudge you. Seize this second. Tonight engrave one goal. Tomorrow take one step, however slight. Your other self stirs. Let it erupt. Begin. Stronger openings. What if I revealed instead of what if I told you for immediacy? Sharper contrasts, sniveling traitor versus true you heightens the duality. More visceral verbs, erupts, carves, transmutes, amplify energy. Tighter phrasing, flex it instead of it's yours to claim for punch. Rhythm, varied sentence lengths for cadence, for example, short bursts, fear, scarcity, delay.